Buenas noches, familia. Bienvenidos. Welcome, todos, to the first annual ISSA conference. I am so thrilled to be here tonight. And I love the theme of the conference. Visión, empeño y oportunidad. Vision, resolve, and opportunity. Mi gente, that is amazing. A round of applause. Before I get started, I do want to thank ISSA. I want to thank JB. I want to thank Kim. I want to thank Cardona. I want to thank Rosie for this amazing gathering and for really giving me the opportunity to come and speak to you all tonight. Cardona, you have been an inspiring sister in the fight for more opportunity, more visibility, and the deserved acknowledgement of so many hardworking, resilient mujeres y hombres in our community that keep this country and this economy thriving. So again, what an honor it is to be here with you all tonight. Y qué elegantes están todos. Todos se ven bellos. You all look amazing. This is going to be a night of magia, of inspiración, de sueños para un futuro más brillante. And it is so appropriate for the theme of this conference to be VEO. Do you know why? Porque yo veo a room and an industry full of grit. Yo veo a community that embodies grace. Yo veo resilience in every face in this industry. And yes, yo veo nothing less than greatness. Grandiosidad. Son todos ustedes. And tonight, we gather not just to celebrate that greatness, but to honor our journey and the work and sacrifice that comes with everything you all in this industry have accomplished. The Latino community has long been the backbone of the economy of this country, contributing more than $4 trillion in 2024 alone. In fact, my dear friend Ramiro knows this very well. If the Latino population were its own country, our GDP would make us the 5th largest economy in the world. Larger than the United Kingdom, larger than India, larger than France. The US Latino GDP has been the fastest growing among the world's top economies since 2019, surpassing even China. That's huge. And we all know that Latinos have not only, yes, let's estoy de acuerdo. Something to celebrate. Y no todo el mundo lo sabe. Ese es uno de los problemas. We all know that Latinos have not only been the backbone of our economy, but that of the cleaning industry as well. We haven't been just the backbone of the cleaning industry, but you all have been its brains, its feet, its hands, porque son sus manos, las manos de la gente en esta industria that scrub, polish, sanitize, revive, and restore. And it happens often unseen, too many times unheard, but always needed and always essential. Su trabajo es nada menos que esencial para el bienestar de este gran país. Hablemos un poquito más de números. Let's talk a little bit more about numbers, because numbers don't lie. Over 70% of the cleaning industry workers are Latino. That's not just a statistic. That's our mothers, fathers, hijos, hijas, tíos, tías, vecinos. That's us, that is you, that's everyone in this industry. Yet only 7% of the cleaning company owners are Hispanic. That gap is not just economic. It's a story of missed opportunity, of untapped potential, of dreams deferred. But it's also a story of tremendous possibilities, new horizons, exciting pathways to reimagined futures. That's why we're all here tonight and in the last 2 days, amigos. This conference is about connecting, about leveraging our humanity, sustaining our stories, sharing our values, elevating our experiences, and using all of it for our collective good, as well as our individual advancement. This is where the mentoring, the training, the networking, and the ideation come in, as we build community to take advantage of the opportunities at hand. We will learn from each other, envision new partnerships, lift each other up, and ensure our collective success. Let's remember, we didn't arrive at this industry by accident. Many of us came to this country with little more than grit and hope. Cleaning was one of the few doors that were available and open to us, and we walked through it with dignity. We brought our work ethic, our pride, our culture. We turned jobs into livelihoods. We turned struggle into stability. And we helped create an industry and a workforce that this country cannot do without. Y ahora, it's time to turn our focus into an indomitable force and a voice impossible to drown out. Amigos, I know what it means to fight for a voice. As an immigrant, my family came to this country when I was 2 years old. But while we didn't have much, my parents always taught me that what we did have was a voice, and that silence was never an option. Growing up, we were always the only one or one of very few Latino families in our neighborhood. But my parents never shied away from telling our story. They were always enthusiastic to embrace it, to share it, to celebrate it. My parents would invite over our neighbors who had never met a Latino before, and they would play our music. My mother would make her amazing arepas y chocolate, and my uncle would play guitar and sing Colombian ballads. We would pray the novena at Christmas and invite over all of our neighbors. So much of what I learned from my parents stemmed from their love of sharing who we were. What we could offer this new, amazing, opportunity-filled country, and the responsibility that comes with whatever success came our way. We were always expected to pay it forward. It's one of the reasons I got into politics. I was lucky to have found my niche pretty early on as I started my career in politics and media. And I wanted to specifically be in a space where I could speak for others, not because it was easy, but because I knew our community needed a voice. Someone at the table who understood our story and who could have the pull and the power, eventually anyway, to tell it our way. This became important to me as I realized in the spaces where I was, there were very few other, if any, other Latinas, and much less Latinos in general. That only stiffened my resolve to be present in these spaces and to ensure our voice